Rambo back with some Grand Tactician Civil War CSA campaign, newly started just a couple episodes ago in 1.06 beta. Okay, what's going on? Well, in the last episode we fought the first battle of the war at Manassas. Let me turn this filter off. Right here, it was a victory, a CSA major victory. Haven't started running time yet. McDowell's army should be retreating shortly. So things are off to a good start there. We only have 37,000 men total across all our forces. We do have about 60,000 in the volunteer pool, and I have used probably about 20,000 of that. Off camera, I established two kind of administrative armies. There is the Eastern Department, which formed in Charlotte, but I'm moving it over here to Raleigh. And the Western Department, formed down here at Mobile, but it's going to move up. It's moving up here to Decatur. And in each one of these, I have recruited some units, some infantry brigades, some cav, and some artillery. This is the Eastern Department, so most of this stuff is going to the Shenandoah Army and the North Virginia Army. But I also made a smaller cav brigade to go help out Garnett in Western Virginia. And in the Western Department, over in Alabama, same sort of thing. Some infantry, cav, artillery, most of which is going to go to Johnston's Tennessee Army. But I also made one Texas Infantry Brigade that's going to go up to Arkansas, Missouri to help out Sterling Price. I did give one of these brigades Mississippi Rifles. This is the one going up to Missouri. Just about everybody else, all I had for them was Springfield muskets. That's all we've got in the armory, as we kind of looked at in the last episode. So that caused. So I went a little bit and looked a little bit closer. Projects. So we need to prioritize, I think, this policy right here, Springfield rifles. And it's not very expensive. We should get to this fairly quickly. And this will enable us to start producing Springfield rifle muskets. That should help, I hope. I believe that this project is only available to us because I picked the arms agent starting policy. If we did not have this, if I'd picked something else, then we would be limited to our first kind of gate in the weapons evolution being reboard muskets. So I think there's a pretty good reason to go with arms agent. I think it was useful before the patch, and now I think it's going to be even more useful for the CSA to open up this option. Because it used to be that you could just go Diplomacy 1 and you'd get a nice batch of infields available to you. And it's not quite that simple anymore. You do still need the Diplomacy 1 to get the required Diplomacy subsidy level. But then you have to wait and fill up the actual funding to enable the British Rifles project. And it's significantly more expensive than the Smithfield one is. Okay. Just looking through here, other things that need to be hit earlier rather than later are recruitment offices in order to increase the number of available volunteers. That's important. And for artillery, looks like we need Cast artillery for better smooth bores. That'll get us Napoleons. That'll get us James. Apparently, it'll get us James rifles. That's pretty good. And then, kind of at the same price level, you got a choice of rifled artillery, which will get the 3-inch ordnance rifle and the Weird, if that's how that's pronounced. Wired. Or the Parrot rifles, which get you the 10-pound and 20 and 30-pounder Parrots. I would suspect that even if this is unlocked, those 20 and 30-pounder Parrots are probably going to be few and far between. And mostly what we're getting here is probably, in any quantity, will be 10-pounder Parrots. The 10-pounder Parrot and the 3-inch ordnance rifle, they're pretty comparable. So I don't think one would want to get both of these. And I'm kind of leaning toward rifled artillery rather than the Parrots. I like the 3-inch ordnance rifles. So Springfield, cast artillery, rifled artillery, and weapon production. No matter what we're producing, we want more of it. This Confederate rifles is pretty good too, because that gets us the Fayetteville and Richmonds, which are pretty comparable to the Springfields in most respects. However, they have longer range. So I think we want some of this too. I think that'd be worth going for. Anyway, enough of that. Oh, and then the other thing we need is either cavalry carbines, which I think will get us the short range ones, like the Burnsides and the 200, 250 yard range, which is short range, but they're high rate of fire. They're a heck of a lot better than the mixed cav and the musketoons that we got now. We barely have even musketoons. And these medium range carbines, I think that's probably what it's going to get us, things like Maynards and Merrills. Those are pretty good. So it may be a little bit of a overduplication to go for both of these. We'll just see how desperate I am for something whenever cav carbines fills up. And then this Legacy rifles, this is the one that we would pick if we want to put Mississippi rifles and Plains rifles back into production. And it is cheaper. And the Mississippi is a darn good rifle. But we've talked about that before. I don't know if I want to spend the money on this. I think probably pressing ahead with Springfields and artillery are what we're going to need to, because we can only do one at a time. Every time we pick one of these, boom, all the military, these are all going to empty again, and then we have to wait for them to fill up. I've talked enough about that. Okay. And then the other unit I made is I just made a 1 brigade small force here, the 1st Engineering Corps, and his job is going to be, I formed him in Louisiana just because there were a fair number of volunteers there, so I figured it would be shorter for that brigade to form here. Spawned him in Shreveport. Gonna bring him over to this area, and what I want to do is here, like I said last episode, here's the capital, and this dark thick red line is the main telegraph trunk, and it loops all the way down here to New Orleans before going back up. I want this corps to put a couple of telegraph stations here around Tuscaloosa and what is that, Columbus, Mississippi, to kind of shorten this telegraph path. And then he's going to continue extending a telegraph line up to connect Price's army operating in, hopefully, Missouri. Hopefully he doesn't have to fall back into and be defensive in Arkansas. As soon as Price gets, he's still got some troops still coming to him from the old Western Army that I combined. And then he's got another brigade of Texas troops coming to him. Once he gets all those, we'll start seeing what kind of mischief he can get into. Meanwhile, let's see how things occur in Northern Virginia once we get time rolling. Okay, one final preparatory note. If we look at the medical heat map, I like the way it took a second to get used to, but I like the way that you can see these heat maps now zoomed down closer in. It used to be you had to be zoomed all the way out before they were even visible. So we started with the one hospital down in Richmond. So we've got a little area here where we get better percentages of wounded return to service. I'm hoping that our armies don't have to operate down here, that they can stay operating up in this area. So because of that, I've started building another hospital up here just north of Culpeper. And that should kind of cover this whole area and help our attrition. Okay. Hitting. What is this? Oh, this is the follow-up to the battle that we fought last episode. Did we actually get a strategic objective there? Yes, won a major battle. And that caused a Union national morale -5 and gave us a +50 fame to the Confederate commander, which was, I think, Beauregard. Sometimes it kind of picks a weird commander. It should have been Beauregard. Oh yeah, he got a huge bump of fame there. That's good. He's a good general. I like Beauregard. Yep, there we go. He's headed back. I don't think he's going to go across to Washington, though. This little port right here, Alexandria Port, he is going back to Washington. Well, that's good. Well, if he's going there, let's see if we can get up here and recapture Alexandria. Just need to move a little bit. A lot of times after this, it's pretty standard that first battle kind of occurs in this area. As it did historically, right? But because this port is Union controlled and an IIP, sometimes he'll just retreat over here and stay in Virginia, and Alexandria won't flip. Yay, we're recapturing Alexandria. As we should. It's a Virginia city. Okay, and Winchester is not currently threatened because Department of Pennsylvania has come over this way. That kind of depends on what... let's put West Virginia Army in scout mode. It'll take a second for that order to get to them. Okay, he's in scout. Let's just move him up this way a little bit, just to see if we can get. Oh crap! There he is. Okay, McClellan has come over here and is capturing Winchester. So because of that, let's run Garnett up and retake Grafton. Meanwhile, we need to go run the army of... That's a pretty sizable force for this stage. think Johnston can handle it. Let me think about this for a sec. 8 brigades here, 4 brigades in Johnston. I am going to chop one of these brigades over to Joe Johnston. Hill. How did Pickett's stats look after that battle? About the same. He picked up 1 star of fame. Oh, by the way, I don't think Rosser got defamed from his battalion routing during that battle. Okay, I'm going to transfer AP Hill's brigade over to the Shenandoah Army. Put him in Smith's. Just take him 1 day to get there. And then we need to go chase McClellan away from Winchester. I should probably wait until I know for sure. That's the wrong button. That Hill's brigade is actually there. Before I go pitch him into... Yeah. Let's just let time run until Hill's brigade is in the army. Okay, there we go. Now go chase McClellan away. Okay, there we go, and it's pretty even. About 10,000-ish men. We got about 11,000. That's counting our essentially non-combat cavalry. Do have more guns. Alright, I'm going to pop in, look at the map, and deploy forces, and I'll be back. Okay, so what we got is the Winchester map, defending situation. There is one objective point. It is owned by us down here in the southeast corner of the map, pretty much right where Johnston's army spawned. The federal entry point is up here. I don't see any others. And it seems pretty obvious. Of course, this kind of trapped me on the last battle. It seems pretty obvious that his route is going to march down through Winchester, down this road, and then take the Buffalo Road down this way to the objective. And so my basic plan is I'm going to go ahead and kind of deploy behind the objective and kind of set up a kind of like a kill zone, sort of, around the objective, where if he wants to come up here and take it, he's going to be taking artillery fire and then I'm going to array the brigades along about like this. I have very few engineering points, so I could do maybe a brigade's worth of breastworks, and maybe I will. But I believe with all this distance he has to march, I will probably be able to construct breastworks. And in any case, it's starting us at 2013. So we're about to have an overnight deployment phase anyway. And I may get a few more points from that. In any case, that's the basic plan. Position like this, shoot them up as they come in coming through here, even though there's a road between the woods and the creeks, and he's going to be deploying in line as he catches sight of us. I think even though they may get some forest cover, they're going to have fatigue and cohesion problems coming out of this. And I've got the cav up here, and he's going to scout and kind of catch sight of them and make sure that they're going the way we expect and want them to. You know, he could break off down here, come down the Millwood Pike instead, and kind of come this direction. That doesn't seem to be a very logical route. And by the same token, he could come down all the way this way, down the Old Front Royal Road, and come at us across this open space. Possibilities. This remains the most likely route. But this time, I'm going to use this cav and kind of, you know, get an earlier heads up if he does do something different like he did in the last battle, and give us time to kind of reorient our defenses. Okay. And so that's the basic plan, and I'll be coming back probably on the morning of day 2. Okay, it is early in the morning on day 2, just after 0500. Cavalry has been scouting the Federals. They did come down through here, and they're coming down the expected route so far. Was able to build, easier to see on the map view, was able to build just a few breastworks right here overnight. That's all I had points for. Smith's brigades are currently constructing breastworks along this line. And then I've got skirms out all across here. So cavalry is just keeping a watch, and we're kind of at the moment of truth here. Schleich is the lead Federal brigade, and is he going to keep going straight, or is he going to make a left turn down the Buffalo Road? We want him to make a left turn right here. Just a couple of other notes. This is the Army of Occupation. There are 6 brigades. 5 are independent, and then 1st Division's got 1 brigade in it. Although this is a bigger brigade. That's a 3,000-man brigade there. The other ones are fairly small. So he's got 6 brigades. We have 5 brigades. He has 1 artillery battalion, and we have 2. So it's a pretty even fight, I think. And let's take just a quick look at so for some reason, even though the individual Federal brigades have a higher fighting spirit, overall, the Army appears to be at 60, and this is a cap. His morale can't be higher than this. Can't go higher. And that's a good... So there's got to be some other modifier going on there, because the average of all these would be higher than 60. He's got even one here at 72. And that has to do with state support, probably. But his morale is lower than this. Our morale situation is our Army enjoys 72, almost 73 morale, whereas the Federals are coming in at about 44. And I think that's primarily because we are fighting in Virginia. It's friendly territory for us, enemy territory for them. So things are shaping up pretty good. Let's see which way Schleich turns. Or rather, does he turn or not, would be a better way to say that. Turn, turn, turn. Or not. Yay, there we go. He's coming right down the way we expected. And like I made comment in the last video, yeah, kind of predictable, but, you know, kind of looked at the terrain and the network on the map and made an educated guess and used cavalry to scout and confirm. So I don't think this is like cheesing the AI or anything. Shambles can just confirm that all 6 of the battalions, brigades rather, go down that same route. There's the third, that's 2 brigades there. I think we can speed that up to a hazard of 5x there. 5 brigades. There's the Artie. And there's the last brigade. All confirmed together, not taking some circuitous route to flank me. So let's see what they do. So when they get right about here, they're going to catch sight of my position, and then they're going to stop, figure out what they want to do, form up. They will probably try to overload a flank. Maybe. I may have placed this line a little bit too far back. I think up here would be better. I might have screwed that up. Cav's moving. It's an interesting spot for the artillery. He's moving through that unlimbered. That'll take him a while. Okay, Johnson's done. It looks like Bartow, I'm sure. Looks like he's about done. Of course, they're a little bit off center. Back just. I'm just doing this to get them kind of centered up. Their works.
Okay, McLaw's skirmishers are getting a little toasty in there already. That's alright. Nope. Looks like I missed those skirmishers. They routed. I don't know if it's going to be able to put skirmishers back out or not. Yeah. Okay. These guys are doing alright. I wonder if I just right click if that does the same rejoin thing. Doesn't look like it. I'm just trying to keep up and cycling them so they don't route. Because even a routed skirm unit still applies that routed unit nearby debuff to other units, and it counts as a rout here in the victory conditions under there. $600 to less than 200 for casualties. Skirmers may do it all on their own. This guy's falling back here. It's only taken 60 casualties. Okay, McLaw's getting toasty again. Get back in. McLaw's skirms are kind of tanking. 250 casualties in Rosecrans Brigade. Get back out there. Oh, Hill, come on in. I may have caught that too late. Nope. Barto's taking some fire. Okay, I missed that one. These Mississippi rifle skirms are just doing it all from back here. These guys rolling at fire. 750 to about 300. Okay. So he's put out skirms, looks like, and they're a little bit too close. Now they're too close for McLaws to put out more skirmishers, I think. Yeah. It's like a minimum distance. Bartow's guy's doing alright. Hill's guy's doing alright. Johnson's pickets banging away from long range. Artillery's firing. I think. Yeah, they're firing at Rosecrans. I don't know who. Pendleton's firing at something, but I don't see exactly who. This guy's back in the bag, not engaged, wavering. The name of this unit is 1st Brigade. That tells me that this has been recruited. That's not a campaign start. That guy's not doing anything either. Schleich. Doing okay. Oh. B's pickets are doing fine. Artillery is tired. No, these pickets are doing fine, but they're low on ammo. Come on in. Reload. More ammo. Rosecrans has pulled his pickets back in. McLaws may be able to put pickets back out. There they go. $250 casualties, 100, 250. We're at 1,100 to not quite 400. Got a good ratio going here. They're going to move really. guys doing for ammo? A little low. Oh, they broke on the way back in. Go ahead and have Johnson pull his skirmishers back in for ammo, if nothing else. And we're just going to let his full brigade fire now. All three of those brigades are well within range of his Mississippis. I think that works. Looks like only a few of his guys actually have a shot, though. That's kind of weird. I think they're all kind of... feel like... time to advance out of these works. Yeah, they're retreating. Let's just move the artillery up a little bit. I don't think they're going to have shots for much longer. Although I don't think they're going to be able to fire over the woods anyway. That's a little far. I don't think I want them going that far over there. Claws has a little bit of cover there in that creek bed. It's just about got that artillery routed. There we go. Rosecrans wavering. Guns aren't really finding any shots. I don't think they're going to either with all these woods. Well, no, they're firing at something. Let's bring this cav down here. Routed? I don't know. Yeah, they're retreating, but these two brigades are not broken. They're retreating in good order. That cav may actually get in some trouble. I'm going to have Hill charge these guys and see if they can pick up some prisoners. Yeah, this smells like a bad idea. He may get to a spot before he... I don't want Shambliss to get wrecked. Here. Just come over here. No, I don't think he made it. High casualties. Sent him too far. Go. I don't think the infantry's going to get too many more guys here. And that cav is way too small to go up against these two units. Come on, Hill, get some. 18.2%. Winded, untrained. Well, he's actually taking a flanking debuff. Just go ahead and face him this way. And he rotates into that position in the wrong direction, I guess. But it took the debuff off, so fine. Well, that didn't work out too well. Yeah, he's just taking casualties here. Just fall back. I think we've gotten what we're going to get here. So it'll be a minor victory, but it is a victory, and McClellan is going to have to retreat away from Winchester, which was the whole idea. Okay, 1,900 from McClellan's army, about 850 from us. So almost just a little bit over a 2-to-1 exchange. Comfortable, our favor, but you know, we did take casualties there. That's a pretty good chunk of our force. But we denied the Union that victory on Confederate soil. Kept our city, which includes that supply depot there. Not a very big battle. National morale dropped by 0.76. Military experience up by 8.4. Parsons. Parsons is famous. Who the hell is Parsons? Well, I think he's the artillery commander. I think. Okay, so out of that 850 though, less than 100 killed. And so the vast majority wounded, which means some proportion of those will return to service. And once we get that hospital going up here in Northern Virginia, that percentage should be a little bit higher, if I understand the mechanics of that new feature correctly. Where is he going to retreat? His nearest IIP, probably Hagerstown, would seem to make sense. I hope so. I don't want him coming back toward Grafton. We want Garnet grabbing that spot, and I really don't want him interfered with. Like, the one federal force that Garnet can actually deal with is that West Virginia militia up here at about 1,000 men. Although we don't seem to know where he is now. Maybe when time gets rolling we'll see him. Nope, he's there. He's building a supply depot. We just don't have vision. Yeah. Are we capturing Grafton yet? Yeah, that process has started, 2%. Okay, I think that will do for this episode. I think it was a successful one. If you like the content, I think this is like the 4th Grand Tactician Civil War campaign that I'm doing. There's plenty more preceding this. Most of y'all have probably seen some of that. But if you like what I'm doing, leave a like, leave a comment, maybe even a subscribe. But at any rate, thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate it.